Welcome inside Cougar Softball Stadium. I'm Matt Peterson with the former Houston softball infielder Jalen Baldridge. Great opportunity for Houston hosting the five-time national champions.
Absolutely. It's always a treat when a team, when a program like Oklahoma Sooners come into town. We're going to see some exciting stuff today, no doubt about it, throughout the entire weekend especially. The pitching on both sides of the ball is going to be something that, is going to be remarkable this early in the season to be able to face that competition for sure.
Second straight weekend for a home tournament for Houston. Last weekend, 39 runs scored, 6 homers for Coach Vesley's team.
Absolutely. The lineup this year is action-packed. So far, just one weekend in, taking a look at some home runs, some long ball, absolutely, over the center field, really driving, work in the middle. Newcomers, experienced players, all involved. It's remarkable to see.
Becca Schulte, Katie Ray Brown, 2 homers each. Meanwhile, Oklahoma now 6-0, yet to allow an earned run. They got things going down in Irvine, California last week. 13 hits allowed, 51 strikeouts.
Near perfect. That's all you got to say. Nothing more you can ask from a staff like that.
G. Juarez graduated. Now it's Jordy Ball, the freshman from Nebraska. Hope Troutline, the transfer from North Texas, and Nicole May, who will start against Houston this afternoon. Here we go from Houston, a huge opportunity. Celine Flores gets the start in the circle for Houston. She'll face Tiare Jennings to set things off here in the first inning. First pitch is in the dirt. Oklahoma now 6-0, a 15-1 win over McNeese in a game earlier today. And here is the starting lineup for Coach Patty Gasso, now in her 27th season. Jennings, Jocelyn Allo, and Janet Johns at the top.
Absolutely. Looking and seeing, this Oklahoma offense really coming off a big win over McNeese just, an hour and a half ago. They're really already warmed up, already loose. We got a cool day in Houston today, so, getting those muscles nice and warm is important.
Pitch just misses, 2 balls, no strikes. Here are the numbers for Celine Flores. She transferred from McNeese, off to a good start. An ERA just over 1 after last weekend.
Yeah, a lot to prove here for Miss Celine Flores. Coming in, wanting to work the game a little bit, get comfortable on the mound, on the rubber, wanting to get ahead. I know that's something that the Houston pitching staff has stressed all the way across the board. So we'll be interested to see how she gets comfortable and settles in from here.
Jennings draws a 4-pitch walk, continuing her productive afternoon. She was 3 for 3 with 3 driven in and 2 scored in the 15-1 win over McNeese earlier today.
That's just what you really want. You want your leadoff batter to just get on base, however that looks, patience or power, whatever that looks like, consistently getting on base and setting up that meat part of the lineup for what's to come for sure.
There's Jocelyn Allo, 5th-year senior, the reigning USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Year, helping lead Oklahoma to the national title last June. It's up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Allo, 34 home runs last year. I said a few more this year, and she is approaching legendary territory, 5 homers shy of the record held by former Sooner Lauren Chamberlain.
Some big shoes to fill there, and I'm sure she's feeling the pressure. I hope she stays patient. I know that, everybody knows it'll come.
Bounce to third. Over to second. The relay is not in time. Allo beats it out. Good defense over at third. Janiyah Thomas with the turn.
That's a good look. That's a good look for a new infielder to the collegiate level at least, and to see how comfortable that middle infield, that infielder chemistry as a whole is something that, can't be taught. Can't be taught. That's just got to come naturally. This early in the season, working on it, getting better and better each play.
There's Janet Johns, 7 hits in 14 at-bats early this season. She's moved up in the lineup, hit 4th earlier today in the 15-1 win. She bats 3rd here against Houston.
Patience, something they've already shown.
Very interesting, Jalen. Many expected Kenna Wilkie to start for Houston against Oklahoma. But Celine Flores is a down pitcher, gets a lot of ground balls. Maybe they're saving Kenna Wilkie for later today or tomorrow, but fascinating chess matchup between Coach Vesely and Coach Patty Gasso.
For sure, you got it. You know, it's beyond. There you are. It's beyond looking at, you know, one game at a time. You got a doubleheader. You got a weekend series. Okay, you want to be competitive in both games, and you got to be strategic with pitching staffs and who specializes what, when, where, and how. It's interesting to see how the coaches will maneuver that with such heavy competition moving forward.
That's low. A 4-pitch walk to Jennings. Allo grounded out to third. Now a 3-0 count on Jenna Johns.
Patience, patience, and more patience. You see what their game plan is right here off the bat.
Jenna Johns, 5th-year senior from Calhoun, Georgia, transfer from South Carolina. Takes a strike. She's one of 13 returnees from last year's national championship team. 5 All-Americans are back. The 4th team in Women's College World Series history to win the Champ Series after losing Game 1. They rallied to beat Florida State in 3 games. 5 elimination games they won to win their 5th national title. Popped up first base side. L.A. Matthews laying out. Nearly gets there on the first base side.
Look at the hustle. I mean, you can't ask for anything more than that from a first baseman. All white uniforms, you know, you can't help but on the player side of things wanting to get it dirty, right? And she was not shy about doing that. Pitchers love to see the defense just go all out and trust them that they could, you know, really attack the zone and make an impact here.
L.A. Matthews gets the start at first base, had a big pinch hit last weekend, has not left the starting lineup since.
Long ball is a part of the game. That's a part of the game, and it's especially a part of Oklahoma's game. You know, it's how you maneuver around it, and it's how you attack the zone from there as a pitching staff. You know, time to regroup, get the ball back, trust in the defense. Look at that, solid contact. She left the ball a little up there. Little risk versus reward. But gosh, she did a great job keeping her hands up and just pushing that ball right over that fence. Good for her.
13th homer of the season for Oklahoma. Now it's Grace Lyons, the shortstop. And she takes a strike.
Good comeback pitch. You let one loose like that over the top of the zone, it gets away from you, the batter takes advantage. You want to come back with something strong. Probably her best pitch right there.
Lyons hit 6th earlier today. She bats 4th here in the second game for Oklahoma. Takes the ball outside. Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year last year. Tremendous arm at shortstop. Second team All-American, Grace Lyons, has a 1-1 count. Got a foul at home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
There you go. Must have taken something a little off speed there, right off the end of the bat. Some learning for our offense side here. I'm sure the bench is taking a good long look at that one, saying, okay, I see what you got there for me. Let's see what she throws next.
2-2. Katie Ray Brown, the catcher, has caught every inning so far this season. A former teammate of yours.
Yeah, I know a lot about Miss Katie Ray Brown. Spunky player. Insane personality, really fun to be around. It's no doubt that she, you know, you just watch that play right there. She plays with just as much energy.
Hit hard to short. Benavides bobbles. And the throw, not in time. Good speed from Lyons.
Yep. Benavides, she's a professional. She's an experienced player. She knows what it's like. You know, in these moments, you want to stay cool, stay calm, collected, throw it away. Next play. And I'm sure that's what's going through her head now. She's prepared for moments like this.
Now it's Grace Green, had a pinch hit home run in the win against McNeese earlier today. Great depth for Coach Gasso in Oklahoma. It's only her 2nd start of the season, but she's had a great career in Norman.
Absolutely. Watching players this early in the season work themselves into the lineup, and you know, shouts to Coach Gasso, you know, and the flexibility she's always had with this Oklahoma lineup, even in the higher stages and postseason. This is trademark for her.
It's over the outside. I think a good sign for Celine Flores. She gave up the 2-run homer to Johns, but she's coaxed ground balls off the bat of Allo and Lyons.
Absolutely.
1-1 on Grace Green. Tap foul at home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Right off the corner of the plate. You see what Houston's doing. You can see where they're going, and a few times through the lineup, we'll see what this Oklahoma offense does with that ball. But you see they're attacking that outside corner of the plate, and that's the game plan. Sticking to it.
Flores looked really good against Texas Tech last week and gave up 1 mistake in the 6th inning against Texas Tech in a 1-0 loss. They right back to the circle. Flores bobbles, sets her feet over to first. Lyons takes second on the ground out.
Always love a pitcher that fields. You know, we never want to forget we're great with the ball, hitting the zone, hitting across the plate, but when that ball comes right back at you, you got to know what to do with it. And she understood how to stay cool, calm, collected, gather herself, and make a good throw.
Next up, Jada Coleman, sophomore from the Colony, Texas, and the Colony High School after a All-American season last year as a freshman. She takes ball 1. Katie Ray Brown keeps it close. Lyons holds it second.
Look at the speed from Katie Ray Brown, coming in with some athleticism, in shape, looking really good back there behind the plate. Playing, like I said, with just as much energy she carries around with her day to day. No surprise there.
Coleman, a homer and a 2-run double in the clinching game against Florida State at the College World Series. She takes a strike. Many other seasons, she might have been the freshman of the year, but her teammate, Tiara Jennings, nudged her out. Still a freshman of the year finalist, a .545 on-base percentage last year, a team-high 9 steals, 53 driven in. Off speed for a ball, it's 2-1.
That's a good pitch. That's a good pitch. You know, you want to stay challenging there. A player of this caliber on the left side of the box. Oh, you see here, she's actually adjusted her position in the box. She started off towards the back, and she's moved up into the middle. I wonder if there's a game switch here, a game plan switch.
Very close, called the ball 3-1.
Maybe adjusting to a speed change there from Flores.
Celine Flores faced Houston twice before transferring from McNeese. There's a walk. Coleman, good speed over at first.
Here we go again. You know, Oklahoma proving what their game plan is on the offensive side. Patience. You know, that kind of discipline is key. You got to see it. You got to feel it out. And that's exactly what they're doing. Swinging at what they know that they can take and hit hard.
Lacey Waldrop, the pitching coach, out to the circle, the former USA Softball Player of the Year while at Florida State. In her 2nd season, and Coach Vesely talked to us about her job integrating these new pitchers, including Celine Flores.
Yes, Celine Flores, you know, leaving McNeese and making a decision for herself here a little bit to get a new start, you know, a complete new start in the circle for a new program. It's been good for her. You know, she's had a good showing so far. Can't say enough good things about that. And what a test right here, right off the top of the season for sure.
You see the Sooners' 8 NCAA records set last season: home runs, runs, batting average, slugging percentage, and on-base percentage as a team. 405 as a team.
Yeah, yep. I thought she was going to throw a pitch there, but batter calls timeout again, being patient, taking her time.
Kinsey Hansen in from the right side after the circle visit.
Yeah, 405 as a team is I would say unheard of, but here we are, right? A team that's able to hit at that caliber, and not only with that kind of power, but consistently at that power is what makes them special. You know, that's what sets the bar.
Katie Ray Brown, another good stop. Kinsey Hansen has hit 3rd most of this season. She hits 7th today, showing the depth in the lineup. She's off to a good start, 8 for 17. Recently named to the U.S. national team for the upcoming international tournaments this summer alongside 3 teammates. The 2-0. 3 balls, no strikes.
Kenzie Hansen absolutely a treat at the plate. But, you know, what's really exciting is that defensive side. The way she communicates with the pitching staff is something, again, that can't be taught. She's just got it when it comes to communicating and that trust factor, let alone the athleticism that just breathes through her. My goodness.
4-pitch walk. 3rd walk of the inning issued by Celine Flores. Bases are loaded for Mackenzie Donohue.
I will say, you know, it's not the best game plan going in to make too many mistakes against a team like Oklahoma. You want to take opportunities to, you know, not make mistakes. That's all you want to do there. She'll settle in. She'll focus, no doubt.
Donohue takes in the dirt. It gets away. Katie Ray Brown cannot find it. We'll see if 2 runs score. Here comes Coleman. A wild pitch, plates 2. It's 4-0 Sooners.
Man, that's a tough one. Katie Ray Brown popped right up after trying to go down for that block. Just couldn't locate the ball. What you'll see a lot of times is when that ball does go behind the catcher, what teams will do is they'll teach their infielders to point. Put your hand out, point at the ball. Don't make your catcher have to guess, right? As soon as she looks at you, you're showing her right at the ball, right where the ball landed. Here she is, straight down, straight up. Look at her. Coming right back for the ball, unfortunately for Houston, but fortunate for Oklahoma, they take advantage of the opportunity.
Hansen goes 1st to 3rd after the walk. And she had done such a good job all inning keeping balls in front of her with runners not on base. That one may have gotten caught in the shadows right around home plate. That's drilled to left, line drive, and it's caught out there by Bush. And the side is retired, but not before. Oklahoma scores 4 runs. Janet Johns a 2-run shot and a wild pitch, plates 2 more. The Sooners 6-0 on the season. And off to a good start here in their 2nd game of the day, leading the Cougars 4-0.
Meet Brett from Apartment 2B. He's not letting an overdraft alert get him stressed. He knows he's covered with 0 overdraft fees when he overdraws his account by $50 or less. Overdraft Assist from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
FX's Snowfall premieres Wednesday at 10 on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Rangers Penguins next Saturday on ABC and ESPN+.
Is it going to be your time or someone else's?
Now the bottom of the 1st from Houston. Matt Peterson with Jalen Baldridge, the former Houston infielder. 4 runs in the top half for Oklahoma. Now Houston gets its cuts against Nicole May, who they'll face for the 2nd time in as many years. She pitched here last February as Oklahoma swept Houston to beat Houston 5-3. Coming off a very good freshman season. She pitched Game 1 of the College World Series Champ Series against Florida State.
Yep, Nicole May, can't say enough good things about her. Coming in, 15-2, solid ERA. She's going to be a challenge for this Houston lineup, but no doubt the Houston lineup has proven themselves already through 5 games, so we'll see what they can come up with here.
Bethany Bush made the catch at the wall to end the top half. She takes ball 1 to begin the bottom of the 1st inning. 4 hits and 11 at-bats. She had a line drive home run against Dayton. As you see the batting order for the former Sooner, Kristen Vesely in her 6th season. Bush, Thomas, and L.A. Matthews at the top.
Bethany Bush here showing her own patience. Game plan good on the left side, strong. Lots of power coming out of her. She's not the tallest one on the team, but she surely packs a punch.
Bush out to center. Coleman spun around. She's under it to make the catch. Aggressive approach there from Bush on 2-0.
Aggressive for sure. She could have taken her time a little more, but she saw a good pitch that she could take for a ride, and she hit it. Could have been a little more solid, and I'm sure she'll take that back to the dugout, teach her teammates, and come out the next at bat even stronger.
Here's Janiyah Thomas from Houston. A true freshman with 6 hits and 16 at-bats. Slaps it to short. Lions charging. And it's an infield single.
And just like that, look at the inspiration. She's shooting right back over to the dugout. All of that fire inside of her. Janiyah Thomas taking advantage early here, putting the ball on the ground, challenging the infield to prove her otherwise. Shooting down the line. You know, preseason accolades for a reason, and there you have an example of it.
The preseason freshman of the year in the American is at first base after the infield hit. Now it's L.A. Matthews. Did not start either of the first 2 games. Had a pinch hit, RBI double in the 6th inning against UTSA last Saturday. Has not left the lineup since. 6 hits and 10 at-bats, and here she is batting 3rd against Oklahoma.
What you want to do here is you want to try to string together some base hits, okay? We want to get some runners on base. We're down 4-0, the Cougars are, and
down to second, not in time. Thomas takes second on the ball in the dirt. Good throw from Kinsey Hansen.
Great throw from Kinsey Hansen behind the plate, but just wasn't enough for Janiyah Thomas. She's got so much speed. She's got so much talent. The triple threat is what Coach Vesely commented on her as, and, you know, proving it already right there.
L.A. Matthews, transfer from Penn State, has a 1-1 count. She fouls it back.
Hungry in the box. You know, you like that. You see a pitch you think you can take, go ahead and go for it. You know, that's one thing about the game plan here that Coach Vesely was transparent with. You know, we're going to go for it. We're not going to get too technical. If you see something you like, go get it within reason. Within reason.
May ahead in the count, 1-2. She chased it, and she's down on strikes.
Well, there you go right there. Nicole May doing what she does in that circle. Fooling hitters, playing north to south, east to west, off speed, on time. What a talent.
Aspen Howie now, 4 hits and 15 at-bats, including a homer last weekend for the Cougars. Has an RBI chance with 2 outs. She pops it up behind second. Boone, the right fielder, coming on. It's Coleman taking charge. Howie retired on 1 pitch, and it's a scoreless first inning for Nicole May. Through 1, Oklahoma leads Houston 4-0.
Meet apartment 2A, 2B, and 2C. 2A is monitoring his money with a simple text. Like what you see?
Welcome back, Cougar Softball Stadium, 4-0 Oklahoma. Going to the top of the 2nd inning. Matt Peterson with Jalen Baldridge, the former Houston infielder. A 2-run home run from Janet Johns, and then 2 runs scored on a wild pitch from Celine Flores in the top of the 1st inning. Houston stranded 1 in the bottom of the half. Riley Boone leads off the 2nd. Punts it foul back to the screen.
You see what you have there. Left side of the plate. The first 2 or 3 steps out of the box right there is what matters. And you saw it, those feet, the feet work just so quick. The bat coming off the shoulder right across the plate. She put the corners on notice.
Nice pitch in on the hands. It's 0-2.
Both teams taking their time here, settling into the game. You know, some good competition on both sides. Both teams hungry, seeing the pitches they like, communicating well on defense.
Tap foul at home plate. No balls, 2 strikes.
Hit her right on the back there in the box. So we're safe. It'll go down as a dead ball strike.
Coach Vesely, speaking about Celine Flores, says she's working on being more consistent. It's in the dirt, back to the backstop. And with her, they want the ball down, top of the knees. She'll get the ground balls, as we saw in the first inning. And Coach Waldrop working on location with her.
That's right, location and consistency. You want to know what you're getting from your pitchers, your starting pitchers especially. Being able to consistently know what you're going to get, hit the zone, and be consistent. That's really what you want. I did see something interesting here with Katie Ray Brown on that last pass ball. So last inning, she had a pass ball get behind her. I think bases were loaded maybe. 2 runners come in to score and take advantage. Why? Because the ball gets stuck in the backstop. She can't find it. Well, you see here just a few pitches ago, the ball goes past Katie Ray Brown and it hits the backstop, comes flying right back to her. Makes you think that that's what she's used to in practice, seeing that ball just pop right off that hard backstop right back to her. So I can imagine how maybe last inning it was an anomaly and she got tripped up there, used to that ball coming off hot.
That's a great point, Jalen. Like the place it gets stuck is the last place she thought to look.
That's got to be what it was, because, I mean, she was just totally confused the last inning when the ball didn't come right back to her.
Hit out to center. Aspen Howie puts it away. 1 out as Boone is retired.
Good defense there. She saw a good ball, tracked it in. You know, just wishing she kept the bat on it a little bit longer to give it that push. You know, a lot of power there, really pushing the ball. Just like I said, keeping that barrel on it. Just half a second longer, she probably would have tapped that fence there.
We mentioned in the first inning the season, Tiare Jennings, one of the best freshman seasons in softball history. 27 homers, a freshman record 92 RBI. Led the country with 25 doubles.
You know, we'll likely see some records broken here on the Oklahoma lineup with Jocelyn Allo. Well, you know, if there's anybody who can come right behind her and do it again, it's looking like Jennings. She's nothing less than a stud, at least what she's proven thus far in her career. She'll be a light to watch as the season goes forward.
That's what Coach Patty Gasso told us on the phone on Wednesday, is Jennings could challenge Allo's records. Hit to short, 1 hop, no problem for Benavides. Jennings retired.
What you're seeing here is Celine Flores. She's just settling in. That's all it takes. You know, the first inning, you're trying to get your bearings in. You got a big team in town. You got a lot of fans in the stands here. Just settle in, get your bearings, and it looks like she's starting to do that here. Her defense has already proven they've got her back. You know, being able to field balls off the foot of the glove, stay calm, collected, get the out with full effort. You know, it's good to see her settling in here and giving a performance.
Here's Allo, and it's low, and we spoke with Coach Gasso about the perseverance for Jocelyn Allo. Hard to believe a player who is 5 homers away from tying the record held by Lauren Chamberlain. She goes to speak with Gasso. Was once given a 2-week sabbatical by her head coach, as in the 2019 season she wasn't enjoying the game, she wasn't a great teammate at practice, and Coach Gasso, kind of an unprecedented move to have her get away from the sport for a few weeks.
That's right. And she said it was probably the toughest thing she could do, but the best thing she could do for her. You know, in the light, in the spotlight, as a college athlete, you just get too close to the sun every now and then. And Coach Gasso says it was good for her to take a moment, step back. She asked her, I thought it was interesting, to not watch softball, step away completely. Don't watch the team, stay off of the social media. And, you know, Jocelyn hated it. She was not happy about it, but it rejuvenized her in her passion for the game. And like I said, it was probably one of the best things for her coming from her head coach.
2 balls, 1 strike. She hated being away, and people think about the home runs, 90 in her career. Coach Gasso called her the best hitter she's ever coached.
No doubt about that. I mean, from power alone to consistency. We talk about this word, consistency and resilience. To not show flashes of greatness, but consistent greatness. I mean, you can't, that's rare. That's something that just doesn't come along often, and she's had the opportunity to prove that year and year again. And here you go, one more time with patience, finding a way to get on base. It's not often you see these long ball hitters with strength and that drive, in that patience, and that all-around offensive mindset and that gameplay. You know, she's got it, and I know the coaching staff and many viewers around the world, around the country, are seeing that in her as well.
Janet Johns at the plate. Takes a strike.
Well, she wanted that one for sure. She wanted to take one, but, you know, waiting for a pitch that she feels like she can drive. That's the game plan here. Patience from the Oklahoma lineup.
Johns, a 2-run shot, cleared the scoreboard in the first inning. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now you take a look at the Houston defense in the first inning here. Oh man, look at Johns. Really connecting on that ball there over that left field fence. Kept that barrel on it all the way out. Doing the airplanes, touching the plate. Looking really good there. And coming right back at the plate with that patience. Here she is, making sure she's not going to go for anything she doesn't feel like she can't drive. So, some signals here. Let's see what the Oklahoma lineup's going to do on this one. Head in the count. This is right where you want to be. 2-1.
Allo's running. Here's the throw from Katie Ray Brown. She is out. Great throw from Katie Ray Brown. Hollow caught stealing. Maybe a hit and run.
Maybe a hit and run. Something that wasn't expected for sure.
Katie Ray Brown guns down Jocelyn Allo. And we go to the last count after Katie Ray Brown throws out Jocelyn Allo. It's the last of the second. Rock Benavides will lead things off for Houston, down 4-0 against Nicole May.
Rock Benavides, a leader on this team, coming in as a transfer from Florida State, I believe.
She won a national championship.
Absolutely. Heck of a player. And came right in with her personality and took this team, you know, right in the palm of her hands. She made friends right off the bat. You know, I met her right when she came in for sure, you know, right back to the city. She's from Texas, has family nearby, and there you go. Ball hits the ground.
Hit hard to third. Janet Johns over to first to Green, and Benavides is retired.
A vocal leader, Rock Benavides is. She has a way about rallying people around her, and you know, that's so important to every team, you know, let alone her skill set as a middle infielder, but the way she communicates it truly is remarkable.
Now it's Paige Lott, sophomore DP, hitting .286 for the season. Good fastball and a swing and a miss.
Good pitch coming out of Nicole May right there on the outside portion of the plate, middle out. Good swing. You just got to keep your head on that ball and hope for a little bit of contact there, but small miss.
And there for a strike. Houston faced May last February. May 5 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts as Oklahoma beat Houston 5-3.
Always a challenge for each other. Each year, year in and year out. Coach Gasso brings her program down to Houston. A little warmer weather than this time of year in Oklahoma. And, you know, they always have a competitive outing, both teams. It's good to get this competition early on. As you see the strikeout here. Oh, yeah, just way above the eyes. But that's a part of Nicole May, you know, that north to south movement. You know, it might look exaggerated on the screen here, but she knows exactly what she's doing. When that ball leaves the hand, it's starting right there at the hips, and right when you let your hands go from the batter's box, it's behind you and over your head.
Houston had leads in both those games against Oklahoma last year. Ray Brown pops it up first base side. Catch made by Green. It's a quick inning for Nicole May, retiring Houston in order. Through 2 innings in Houston, Sooners lead 4-0 after the beating McNeese 15-1 earlier today. There's Coach Gasso. Sooners rightfully #1 with 5 All-Americans back, after last year's national championship.
That's right. What a list of programs you have there, rightfully earned, okay? Rightfully earned through the postseason runs that they've had. I think it's interesting that you had a matchup between Oklahoma and UCLA so early in the season, but, you know, it was a treat for everyone to watch and you know, possibly a little bit of a pre-action of what's to come for both teams.
Alabama number 2, Oklahoma beat them in the semifinals of the College World Series last year before beating Florida State. And Janet Johns will step in against Celine Flores. She was at the plate when Alo was caught stealing, potentially a hit and run. Alo not one to steal on her own. A rare straight steal for her, so maybe a miss sign.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was definitely some looking at the wristbands before the play there, so I think everybody in the stadium just about knew something was going on there. You know, you kind of wonder what took place there for Johns to, you know, maybe not draw enough attention on the steal, whether it was supposed to be a hit or a fake bunt or whatever was supposed to be there.
Johns a 2-run shot her first time up. Put up a 4-run inning. A lot of hitters counts for Oklahoma here in the first 3 innings.
Well, that has to do with their patience. That's the way they want it. Clearly, that's how they decided to come into the game today and just take their time. And it's textbook for OU, for sure.
Of course, Flores wants to stay down against Oklahoma, but we've seen maybe 15 pitches in the dirt. What are you seeing from Flores with all this downward movement too far down in the zone?
She's a drop ball pitcher, and you can see it right from the hand. As soon as it comes around on that windup on the downhill side, she flips that wrist right over, and you know, you can tell that her go-to, her ace pitch is that drop ball. You know, we've seen it a time or two now thrown for a strike. She can get it in there. We've seen it already, but we've also seen the misses. We've also seen them in the dirt and right at the waist. Okay, so it's just so important with these north-south pitches that they got to move. You leave them hanging. That's what happened with Johns in that first inning. It was a rise ball that time that just got caught up there and taken for a ride.
Celine Flores talking with Kristen Vesely. Vesely in her 6th season in charge of Houston, played for Patty Gasso at Oklahoma.
That's right. She made some comments, Coach Vesely, about how much fun it is when your former coach comes to town, but even more so, you know, just how much you want to give her a run for her money. It's always just a little extra skin in the game when it comes to that push and that drive from the head coaching perspective. When your former coach goes to town, you want to beat him. You want to go for it, and you can tell she's coaching her team that way.
Opposite field single on the first pitch from Lyons. John stops at second. It was right in on the hands, and Lyons fought it off between first and second.
A little inside out there. Definitely got her caught her sleeping a little bit on the inside, but that strength, there you go. She just muscled it right from the inside of the plate to the outside. But, you know, that's what you want to do in that situation. You got to run at first base. You want to hit the ball behind her, right field. You want to take it away from the direction that she's running. So maybe, you know, a little harder or a little further away from your outfielder. She had an opportunity at third base.
Grace Green now. 2 on, nobody out. Swing and a miss.
A little off speed there. Mixing it up. Still staying relatively low in the zone, a little higher on above the knee there, but off speed. So important to keep your hitters off balance.
Sounds strange, but Flores is, apart from the walks, pitched pretty well. Only allowed 2 hits. A wild pitch scored 2 more. So it's been the walks and the wild pitch that have been critical for Oklahoma. But 5 walks against this Sooner team. You're just playing with fire.
That's what I was just about to get at, Matt. You know, you want to eliminate the mistakes. That's what the game is about when you get to this level. When you got this much competition, this much skill set, just raw talent, this level of coaching, you got to limit the mistakes because it's those mistakes that'll be the difference makers in these games. And they don't have to come often. They could be 1 or 2, but it's going to be those 1 or 2 that end up biting you. Ball in the dirt.
another 3-ball count. 61 pitches so far for Celine Flores. Only 24 strikes.
She's working, but, you know, like I said, her defense is there, and Katie Ray Brown doing what she does behind the plate, giving her some more security.
The 6th walk issued by Celine Flores. Green down to first.
Yeah, you know, we want her to get comfortable in the circle here. Look at the leadership from our shortstop, Rack Benavides. Making sure she knows her defense has got her back. That's all it's about, you know, how much weight it takes off the pitcher's back, you know, knowing you can trust your defense behind you.
Jada Coleman now takes ball 1. Coleman walked. Her first time up.
Patience. I wouldn't be surprised if she stays that patience. Maybe it takes till she gets a strike here.
Bases loaded, nobody out for Oklahoma. Again, it's low. It's interesting, Oklahoma, the record-setting season last year, but the pitchers really dominated the hitters in intra-squad scrimmages this fall. And Coach Gasso talked all offseason about how the hitters were frustrated facing Nicole May, Hope Troutwine, and Jordy Ball all fall. Well, the bats came to life last weekend in Irvine. That's in their first strike. So we asked Coach Gasso, how does the offense feel about their performance? And she said they felt maybe a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Scary what they could do if what they did on the road was only about a 5 or a 6 on a 1 to 10 scale.
Well, you know what? It's the beginning of the season here.
Hit back through the circle, a base hit for Coleman. John scores. Lions waved in, a 2-run single for Coleman, and it's 6-0 Oklahoma.
Yep, this is where those mistakes come into play, just like that. I think these are some walks that are scoring at this point. You know, there's a statistic on that where that happens. You give away free bases, whether it's walks, hit by pitch, you know, whatever that may be. Errors on the defense, and they come in to score. But such a good job putting the ball on the ground, forcing the defense to make a play right up the middle. Nothing too hard, nothing too solid. Nothing scary for the defense, just hitting it where they're not. Finding a way to get the runners in. And that's just something we do so well over in the Oklahoma lineup in the dugout.
Now Hannah Todd into this game, down 6-0. It's her second appearance of the season, made 1 start last weekend. She's a transfer from Kansas. 21 innings last season. 19 strikeouts in 21 innings. She made her debut for Houston last weekend, allowing 4 hits and 4 runs against UTSA.
That's right. Hannah Todd just happy to be here, happy to be on the mound. She's excited when she gets in the circle to pitch. She's got a lot of different things here on the mound. So she's got some movement. She's got some things that have always been in her toolbox. But I think one thing to focus on here is consistency, right? Consistently seeing some of that greatness come out of that right arm there.
Best velocity on the staff for Houston. Should live between 65 to 67 with the fastball. Coach Vesley expects to see her in relief and as a starter. We'll know more in a few weeks about her ultimate role, but a big presence inside the circle.
That's right. You can already see her defense rallying around her in the circle, giving her that confidence. She's already exuding it. You can feel it in the air. You know, big moments like these coming in, helping your team, and hopefully changing the momentum here a little bit. That's what, you know, a lot of the pitching changes to throw the batters off, of course, a part of the game, but let's not forget about momentum and how great that is.
Fastball in for a strike to Kinsey Hansen.
Starting off quick, making her, you know, staking her claim a little bit there, claiming that inside part of the plate.
Hansen, All-American last year, all-tournament team at the Women's College World Series. Bounced foul.
Taking her chase. I'm wondering what that looks like coming out of the hand there. Looks like something, maybe a drop ball there, starting about the mid-thigh knee area and just tank it straight towards the ground, forcing this Oklahoma offense to maybe chase a little bit here.
Coach Gasso told us about Kinzie Hansen. I'm not surprised she made the national team at such a young age.
Not surprised at all. She's got something that others just don't. You know, she walks around with an aura. The way she struts around the box. I mean, you know, some players just have this air around them, and she's one of them for sure. Coach Gasso knows that. Her teammates know that. Everybody watching, watching through the postseason, through the regular season, knows that about her, and she proves it each game with her focus and her intensity into each thing that she does here.
Todd's pitch popped up behind first. Matthews hoping for a play. It's in the Houston dugout.
And there you see it again. Matthews over there at first base with the hustle. Pitchers love it. Coaches love it. Your team loves it. Give it all you got. It just takes so much off of the back of your pitchers to know that, okay, maybe I can take that riskier pitch. Maybe I can kind of kiss the plate a little bit with my slow ball, right? Knowing that you got a first baseman who's going to run into the wall for you, that's helpful for sure.
The 0-2. Inside, Coach Gasso about Kinzie Hansen said she's one of the up-and-coming superstar catchers, someone USA Softball will follow for a long time. And now the step for her is to not try and prove herself as a national team player and just be herself this season.
That's right. Play loose. Don't press. You know, another thing Coach Gasso talked about was, you know, the difficulties of when these players reach such a high level of success.
That goes to the backstop. Both base runners advance. Green to third, Coleman up to second.
Thank you. When they reach a high level of success, keeping them, making sure that we acknowledge that success, we acknowledge that that accolade, that championship, and then put it in the rearview mirror, right? I think there's been some fear here that Hansen stays fixated on wanting to improve from there, you know. Don't press. Take it easy. You know, be who you are and what's happened there? Oh, ball in the field there.
Loose ball down the right field line, escaping the Houston bullpen.
Yeah, be who you are. Don't press. Take your time, and you know, that's what got off the bat. She was able to track that ball right into the glove. Full speed, coming, charging straight towards home plate, and Katie Ray Brown sitting there waiting for her. You saw runner at third base there, tried to fake her out, took 3 or 4 hard steps, see, maybe forcing an errant throw. Not this time.
Mackenzie Donahue takes a called strike. Donahue, one of the stars of the postseason last year for Oklahoma. She also made the all-tournament team. Spectacular catch after spectacular catch out and left. There's a line drive back to Lott. She makes the catch. She'll throw home. Plays Becca Schulte, who had been an offensive star the first weekend. Gibson, a freshman, 1 hit and 4 at-bats on the season.
There you go. Coming in, a freshman, big game. You know, she knows a little bit about the team on defense right now. So, you know, not letting the moment become too big, being patient. She seems calm in the box, peaceful.
Foul back. Nicole May from Pleasanton, California in the Bay Area. Gatorade Player of the Year 2 years ago. And when she started softball, her first coach thought she was not athletic enough. So Nicole May and her family decided to change coaches. New coach, new start, and now she's in her second season in Oklahoma, and she pitched in the College World Series last year.
What a decision. What a decision for that probably was there. A little low for her, but I mean, fortunately now in the world of travel ball, it's just exploded, right? And it has a huge impact as to why we're able to do this right now with games like this and be broadcasted across on this platform, is the growth in that travel softball community. And with that comes more teams, more coaches, more former players getting involved, professional players, collegiate players, just getting involved and giving younger players the opportunity to see what they like. You don't have to be stuck with one team, one coach, one mindset. because that's what it's been like before for Nicole May, for myself growing up in the league. Now there's just so much more out there, so much more diversity when it comes to coaching styles and energy. So, that's a great story to tell for the young ones listening out. Find what molds you, find what fits you, and it certainly worked for Nicole May on the mound here.
And I think for the players and the parents,
yeah,
don't take one comment from a coach to heart, because the coach could be wrong.
Absolutely, they could be wrong. It's always good, a lot of parents and coaches believe that tough love, building some resilience, letting your kids face some adversity, but you never know what happens next.
It's a third. Johns has it, sidearms over to Green. Good at bat for Kylie Gibson, the true freshman, but she's retired.
Absolutely. Off the end of the bat there, but hey, ball in play, that's all it takes. One ball at a time, building a little bit of confidence with each at bat. And maybe seeing some more time in the lineup here and some more opportunities coming our way because of it.
Here's Paige Holsey. Great to see her back in the box. She hurt her ankle last weekend against Texas Tech. Had to leave the game. She fouls it off. But we spoke with Coach Vesely this week about Holsey and said she could have played technically Sunday. They wanted to rest her. She was rounding first on a fly out to right, but a great start to her junior season. Holsey has 5 hits and 8 at bats. Most of those to the opposite field. 4 runs scored and 2 driven in.
That's right. You can see her little ginger on that ankle, but man, she's not playing like it is. Look at the effort there at third base. You can't make this stuff up. That effort is incredible. Almost over the fence, over the safety net that they have there. That's awesome, and just completely unfazed by it. This is normal stuff, day to day. Going right back at it, next pitch. But back to Holsey in the box. A little ginger on that ankle there, but by the way she's swinging hard at those first 2 pitches, you couldn't tell it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Holsey's been battling Paige a lot in right field, and now we'll see Nicole May have a brief discussion with Valdemar Guerra, the home plate umpire.
Okay, so typically umpires do take a moment to address at the beginning of the game, in the earlier innings of the game, anything that looks suspicious in terms of illegal pitching, right? You see Nicole May rubbing her leg there, making sure that she doesn't have any substance on her with the rosin bag behind her. I'm curious to see what that's about.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice take from Holsey on the off-speed pitch.
I'm curious to see what that's about there. Umpires always giving players at least the warning, right? I'm not sure what the official rule is here on if you see it, call it, but you do often see some umpires with a little courtesy. And we believe that if you attack it at the beginning of the game, right off the bat, as soon as you see it, and not giving anything illegal the opportunity to impact the game later down the road, typically a good rule of thumb there.
Holsey fouls it off behind third, 2-2 on Nicole May, who started game 1 of the Champ Series against Florida State. The opportunity for a freshman to start a championship series game. What a moment. And she really brings the experience to the staff. G. Juarez, great career at Oklahoma. She's graduated. You have Hope Troutwine, great experience in North Texas, but not College World Series experience. And you have the star freshman Jordy Ball. So May, while only a sophomore, has that championship game experience under her belt.
That's right. And not only May, obviously we're talking about the pitching staff here, but just being surrounded by a roster and a coaching staff with that much experience rubs off from anyone.
Good off-speed pitch from May. Holsey down on strikes, the 3rd strikeout for Nicole May.
You see here, just had her fooled. You see that back knee just drop straight to the ground. Finished the swing out of good merit, but she just had her fooled. It, again, just speaks to the greatness there of Nicole May. A nice strong at bat, though. Nice strong at bat.
Bush had a 2-0 count against May her first time up. Drilled it to center, but flagged down by Coleman.
That's right. Maybe here Bethany Bush learns from a few, learns from maybe being a little too aggressive at the beginning of the count. You're ahead. You got that 2 balls, no strikes, hitters count. Take advantage of it. maybe why she took that first pitch there, and now it looks like taking the second. Bethany Bush is actually wearing my number. I wore that jersey. Good jersey.
Fun for you to watch these younger players grow up. These are your younger teammates, your last few seasons. Now they're in senior seasons, leadership roles on this Houston team.
You know what, Matt? You can't imagine how this feels for me in this moment. We're a little bit further removed than teammates, but I took a few of these girls on their visits when they were still being, recruited to the team and figuring out where they wanted to go and, where they wanted to live as they got older. And, players like Katie Ray Brown, Bethany Bush here on deck, Janiyah Thomas. I remember seeing these kiddos come in, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and just so happy to be here and to watch it come into fruition and see some of these ladies now seniors, leaders of their team. It's definitely something special to see. A little nostalgic, won't lie, but it's cool to see and watch them perform, and the maturity here in the box right now. Bethany Bush, look at her, taking deep breaths, taking her time, setting her feet. That's experience. That's nothing but experience.
She's worked the count full against May. And she will get another pitch as she fouls it off behind first.
Tight on the inside corner there, but good to this Houston offense, making her throw some more pitches, okay? We were a little jumpy in the first inning, but, you had your starting pitcher throwing up in the high 60s in the pitch count, 60s, 70s in the pitch count before making a change. Let's make sure their pitcher's getting some work in as well. Let's take some pitches. Let's foul some stuff off. Get some work out of her.
Good high fastball. Bush cannot catch up. And Nicole May has 4 strikeouts through 3 scoreless innings. We go to the 4th in Houston. Oklahoma in front, 7-0. Ball weather, wouldn't you say, Jalen?
I can agree. The wind's not too detrimental here. Nice clear sky for you. It is a little chilly, but I'm sure it's warming up for them right now in the sun on the field there.
Alyssa Brito comes off the bench to pinch hit. The number 9 position, 9-1-2 for Oklahoma here in the 4th against Hannah Todd, the former Kansas Jayhawk. Brito, a good year last year at Oregon. Got a phone call from Coach Gasso, asking her if she'd consider come to Oklahoma.
It's a tight pitch there on the inside corner. Todd probably really hoping she could pull that one off there. Squeeze a little tighter from Katie Ray Brown.
And when Gasso and her staff, Jalen, targeted Alyssa Brito, they wanted versatility, someone that could play multiple positions. She's listed on the roster as utility.
Yep, I mean, utility players make the world go round there. Everybody loves some players that can kind of get in where they fit in, and it seems to be, what more coaches are going towards, right? You don't want too many one-position players. We talked to some other coaches this weekend, players moving from infield to outfield, outfield to infield, players who were all conference, had all these postseason accolades, switching positions and playing different spots. I know something Coach Vesley has talked about is athleticism and readiness and being in shape and working on your body, the core. Working on things like that make versatile athletes. Next thing you know, your first baseman's playing third base.
Tiara Jennings stands in. Brito, by the way, the versatility shown last weekend down in Irvine, California. She played left field, she played third, shortstop, first base, also served as a pinch runner. Jennings fouls it back. Jennings walked in the first. She grounded out to shortstop her last time. Was 3 for 3 with 3 RBI and 2 runs scored in Oklahoma's previous win today, 15-1 over McNeese.
That's right, that consistency from your leadoff batter, that leadoff position. Get on base, that's the mission. Ball on the ground, ball on the leg, 4 pitches, whatever it takes, get on base. Set your lineup, set your teammates behind you in the lineup up for an opportunity to drive in some runs.
We asked Coach Gasso about Tiara Jennings and her Freshman of the Year campaign last season. She cannot catch up with that fastball. Gasso was honest. She said, I didn't expect what we got. She was tremendous. And as she said, if anyone's going to chase Alo's record anytime soon, it's going to be Tiare Jennings.
That's right. Coach Gasso complimented her as a complete player. What does that mean, a complete player? Well-rounded, able to see the ball and do things like that. My goodness.
On 1 and 2, a line drive base hit to left.
Driving the ball. That was solid, right on the meat of the bat, the fat part of that bat. Trots right over to first base. Job done. Who's next?
Found it interesting. She said she's not a head game player at all. She's cool, calm, and collected.
That's right. She made some comparisons to Jordy Ball mentally. You know, just that still fierce, but just plays so loose, right? Just playing, you know, in love with the game, never really pressing. And again, never letting the moment get too big or too stressful. Something different from maybe some of her other teammates, offers a different perspective, a different dynamic, a different energy altogether. But having that coolness all the way around is just so important in these situations.
0-1 the count on Jocelyn Alo. Fisted towards second. Catch made. Alo's retired. They've pitched her very well tonight.
Giving her something she can hit, but not hit too hard. That's what that kind of looked like there. But good job on the bases here. The Sooners never taking their eye off of that ball. As soon as she made contact at second base, flipping her body around, keeping that neck rotated, and realizing that, okay, that's in the air, it's catchable, let's get back on that bag. Not make this situation harder than it has to be.
Now Jenna Johns. Big cut. 0-1. She had a 2-run homer as part of a 4-run first inning.
Good, strong swing. Something she definitely thought she could take. Keep her head down on it a little longer. You could tell she's laser focused. She's in here. There's nothing else in the world she can hear in this moment. And it just speaks to how professional some of these players can be.
0-2.
Taking her time there. She said, yeah, it was good, but not good enough for me. I'll see the pitch that I want. And she trusts herself, and her coaching staff trusts herself to go ahead and get it.
Johns walked her second plate appearance. Now 8 hits in 15 at-bats on the young season. Popped up towards third. Thomas in foul ground for the second out.
And there you go. That's your pitcher, Hannah Todd. She did it from the first pitch of her outing today, attacking that inside corner of the plate. She staked her claim. That first pitch of the day for her was a strike right there above the knee, around the mid-thigh area, and she's lived there. She's challenged the Oklahoma lineup with that pitch specifically, and they're struggling with it. A little bit of an in-game adjustment from what Celine Flores was giving them, which was on the other side of the plate, outside and a little off speed, and down in the zone with the drop ball. So a little bit of a challenge here for this Oklahoma lineup, and man, Hannah Todd is doing a great job coming in and rallying this game around her, rallying her team around her.
1-0 pitch hit to short. Benavides stays down on it. The short way to second. Gibson takes it, and the side is retired. Excellent inning out of the pen for Hannah Todd, who has gone 2 in relief of Celine Flores. To the last
work to do for the Houston lineup.
Janiyah Thomas and L.A. Matthews and Aspen Howie do up. An infield single for Thomas, her first time up to shortstop. Slapped right back there. Low throw in time. One of the best defensive shortstops in the country, Grace Lyons, 4th straight season as the starting shortstop. Great arm, quick release.
Quick release, and you saw it right there. You can't take any time with someone with the speed of Janiyah Thomas. With that slap there, you saw it didn't get as much hop there. You want to use the ground, get some air under your ball, because that air is where you're able to capitalize on your speed. Because she didn't get it. Oh.
Line drive to third. It bounces out of the glove, but throwing from her stomach, Jenna Johns gets L.A. Matthews.
Look at the athleticism on that. Hot off that corner. Ball pops out of the glove. Here it is now. Boom. blink of an eye, it's in your glove. Blink of an eye, it's out of the glove. Next moment, you're sitting at first base. Look at the smile. Well earned.
And she was ready. It rolled right from the glove to her right hand and in one motion throwing to first.
Blink of an eye. That's how quick it is. These pop times from the plate to first base, defense has got to move fast.
Now it's Aspen Howie at the plate. She struck out swinging her first time.
Aspen Howie being a staple here in the Houston on the roster defensively and at the plate here, making her claim known.
That's 41 pitches now for Nicole May. 28 strikes. She has been so efficient with the 7-run lead.
That's right, efficiency. Can't do much about it. That's a talent as the pitchers to be able to get in, execute, do your job, get out. Don't overwork yourself. You see in the postseason, especially as many games that are played in softball and baseball going into the postseason, how much the pitchers are relied on, right? In softball, these pitchers, you've seen it many a times before. These teams go back to back to back with their aces or their closers or whatever it may be. And I'm sure she's at this point starting to master the craft of being intentional and efficient for sure.
2-2 on Aspen Howie, 2 down in the 4th. Howie was the shortstop for Houston before Rock Benavides transferred from Florida State. Then she moved to outfield. Coach Vesley calls her a ox in the weight room.
That's right. Taking that ball for a ride over there on the left field side of the stadium. But yeah, no, we talk about the versatile players. You talk about athleticism and coming in shape. That's Aspen Howie. She knows how to say, okay, today in practice I'm playing infield. Tomorrow let me grab my outfield glove and just kind of rolling with whatever the coaching staff throws at her. And gosh, it's brought her so far. Able to hold up right there on a low strike. Checking there for the swing. Taking her time getting back into the box. Forcing a full count. Making the pitcher throw. Only go for something you know you can drive.
Off the end of the bat, it stays full.
End of the bat, work on the timing there. Typically, if the ball goes straight back, it means that the hitter's close. That's what it means. You're not too far off if it goes straight behind you. Small adjustments throughout not only the game, inning to inning, but pitch to pitch.
Just one hit allowed by Nicole May. That was the infield single for Janiyah Thomas. Tap foul again. Good at bat here for Aspen Howie.
That's right. A little bit of confidence and coaching from Coach Vesley, walking down the third base line. A little bit of a further walk than she's taken so far. I know she has some expectations, some high expectations for Aspen Howie, but season after season she's reached them, helping lead this team.
Good at bat. First walk issued by Nicole May is drawn by Aspen Howie.
Good eye there. That's what we're talking about. These mistakes. Force your opposing pitcher to throw some balls here now. Apply some pressure. She throws something in the zone, but maybe not quite for you. Knock it foul. Wave at it a little bit and live for the next pitch. That's something that you hear a lot of college coaches, high school coaches, travel ball coaches. You hear them all say it. Live for the next pitch. Just get to the next pitch.
Rock Benavides now takes a strike. Nicole May from Pleasanton, California, played for OC Batbusters in high school. Won the 2019 18U USA World Fast Pitch Championship. And Coach Gasso said, we saw her at a young age and we were impressed by her command and velocity.
Creating a little bit of legacy here, right? Creating something that these younger players, now with the transfer portal, right? Something these players want to come to and be a part of. Legacy, it's definitely there. It's already there, and they're just continuing to burn the flame for sure.
And there's Patty Gasso She had a conundrum last year. Her son DJ was set to be married down the road in Bixby, Oklahoma, just a few days after the championship series ended. Could have missed the game if Game 3 was postponed. Missed the wedding, I should say, as it's lined to short. Benavides makes the catch on the fly. Green's retired on a 2-0 swing.
If you saw there, look at Raquel Benavides right there at shortstop making a heck of an effort, but you saw some pause. It kind of looked from here like it skipped on the ground, but she held her hand right up in the air. She held her hand right up in the air, had some shade, and made sure that home plate umpire saw. You see with the point there. A little bit of pause before making the call, but we'd rather a correct call than not, so.
Jada Coleman stands in now, 2-run single her last time. Hannah Todd's been excellent. 2 1/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, just 1 walk.
Coming in, it's tough to come into a game like this. Down, I think they were down 4 or 5 at the time when she came in, and be able to keep her composure and just take over the game. It's just another day, it's just another game, and that's the way she's handling it.
Jada Coleman, the consensus #1 recruit coming out of the Colony High School last year. 2020 Gatorade National Softball Player of the Year. 209 steals. Also played volleyball and track and fields.
Multi-sport athlete.
They've been so patient this afternoon against Houston. It's another 3-0 count. And there's a walk. It's the 8th drawn by Houston hitters, or Oklahoma hitters this afternoon.
That's a tough walk there. Some good pitches there for sure. She was so close to the zone, not close enough, unfortunately, for her. But again, to the patience that the Oklahoma offense is continuing to sustain as they play through the game here. But those are some tough pitches, some tough calls, but. She'll continue to make it through.
Pitches high to Kinsey Hansen.
Looked like a bit of a mispitch there. She claimed, Hannah Todd on the mound claimed a little bit of credit there. Maybe a mistake for sure being that far off, but let's see how she refocuses here and tightens up a little closer to the zone.
Just up 2 balls, no strikes. Hansen from Norco, California. Norco High School, also played for OC Backbusters.
Look at her in the box, like she knows, she's envisioning right now what she's about to do, how she's about to attack this next pitch.
Right back up the middle for a base hit. A soft single for Kinsey Hansen. A walk and a hit, and the Sooners back in business here in the 5th.
That's all it takes. Contact, find a way to get on base, and no better way to do that than right up the middle. It'd be interesting to see what happens with the walked runner. Let's not take our eye off of her at second base, see if she comes around here.
Well, Jordy Ball's going to hit now. She is the reigning National Player of the Week for her performance last week in Irvine in the Circle. She gets a chance to hit today. She pitched earlier this afternoon against McNeese, 3 1/3 innings. No hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and gaining a lot of accolades for what she did in her opening weekend against UCLA, and now she gets to hit with 2 on and 1 out in the 5th.
Absolutely. Have a little fun here, Jordy Ball. Obviously known for being an absolute beast on the mound, but let's see what she can put together here at the plate. Focused, taking deep breaths, positioning herself in the box a little away from the plate. Taking the first swipe at one foul ball just in the inside corner, but as far off as she is from the plate, everything's going to look down the middle. So we'll see what she can string together here.
She's 0 for 2 at the plate this season. Has all sorts of swagger. People talking about what she does with dangling her right arm when she's in the circle. Soft ground ball to second. Gibson to Benavides. She'll look to first, no throw. Ball aboard on the fielder's choice. Now 1st and 3rd, 2 down for Oklahoma.
Yep, smart play. Take the easy out there. It was a little further back in that second base hole, at least the position hole, right? You see it here. She just drives it a little inside out. Ball on the ground, advance some runners, take the out, and just move on there. Not a bad job. Interesting, is she left on the bases to run here?
She can run. Brito stands in. She walked her last time. Ball, by the way, national player there last year in Nebraska, but at the plate, she hit .510 with 20 homers and 55 RBIs.
That's right. Taking her time, get comfortable at the plate. Beginning of the season, everybody's trying to settle in here.
Brito walked her last time. Fouled off. 7 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 3 left on for Oklahoma. Houston with just 1 hit and 2 left on base.
That's right, 2 outs. We'll see here if Houston can get away with not letting that walked runner score from third base. That seems to be what's hurting them through the course of the game.
Bounced foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes. What has Hannah Todd done well to upset the timing of these Oklahoma hitters?
Throwing on that inside of the plate. She's doing it consistently. You see all these balls being fouled off towards the left side of the field, just miss hit after miss hit. And maybe starting the game with Celine Flores is really working to her advantage. You know, different pitches, more down in the zone on the right side of the plate towards left field. Towards the first baseman in right field. And Hannah Todd, we talked earlier about consistency, consistently throwing a strike on the inside of the plate, forcing these hitters to do something with it. And there you go again.
Foul.
There you go again. You know, it's a matter of, you know, to catch up with it or if they don't, but she's playing with throwing it for a strike, maybe throwing it a little more inside. But one thing she's not doing, which is very important, is she's leaving it low. She hasn't missed on that inside corner high. All of the power hitters out there know that that's the sweet spot. That's where we want it as a power hitter. So staying low, inside, just like that. Again and again. I think that's 3 in a row there. But, you know, it's working. My mom says, ain't broke, don't fix, right? That seems to be what's happening here with Hannah Todd.
Todd relieved Celine Flores, trying to work through her 3rd full inning out of the bullpen. 2 hits allowed, 2 walks, no runs. And that goes past Katie Ray Brown to the backstop. Wild pitch makes it 8-0. Coleman slides in from 3rd. Ball goes first to 3rd.
So that's it again. Oklahoma capitalizing on not 1 but 2 mistakes here. The first one being the walk that put number 24 on base and brought her all the way around to 3rd base with some good competitive hitting and some RBAs from Jordy Ball. And then there you go, switching it up from the inside of the plate to the outside. Maybe a missed pitch. Katie Ray Brown didn't seem too expectant of that. To take it right to the backstop.
That's up high. Oklahoma can beat you in so many ways. John's a 2-run homer in the first. Then 2 runs scored on a wild pitch to make it 4-0. Coleman had a 2-run single, sacrifice fly, wild pitch. So 2 via the long ball, 3 via wild pitch, sacrifice fly, and a 2-run single.
It's the mistakes, but
Brito to left, right at Bethany Butch.
there you go.
And the side is retired. Ball stranded at 3rd. 1 more for Oklahoma. It's the last of the 5th inning at the Houston Classic. Sooners leading. 5th inning from Cougar Softball Stadium. 8-0. Oklahoma leads Houston. Matt Peterson with former Houston infielder Jalen Baldridge. You having fun?
Oh yeah, this is a blast. It's fun to watch the game from, you know, now my 3rd perspective, being on the field playing. I was actually an umpire for 10 years, so seeing, you know, being on that side, it was nostalgic for me to umpire on this field for the first time a few years ago, so that was cool. And then now to be in the booth and just be able to kind of geek out a little bit and talk about the game. It's a good time.
Nicole May in position for her 2nd win in as many years against Houston. 4 scoreless innings for the sophomore from Pleasanton, California. What has she done well against Houston this afternoon?
Just making quick work of it, throwing strikes, right? Giving them something to swing at, and her defense has also been a huge help. Great plays all the way around, good communication from the outfield, and good instinct and reaction time from her corners here. But specifically with Nicole May still in the game in the fifth inning here, it's consistency. She's not wasting any time. She's making sure if she throws a pitch, it's going to either be in the zone or real close to it, right? And maybe saving herself just like that. Great pitch.
Here we are, Oklahoma in its 7th game. The pitching staff has not allowed an earned run this season.
That's what they were saying. Near perfect. Near perfect as a staff. So we'll see if Houston can disturb that. Or if they can hold on, way to lay off of that pitch. It was a good pitch, a good rise ball. Started nice and right at the hips, and then just came up on her, and good for her to hold off.
Katie Repa pinch hitting here. It's her first at bat of the season. She's from Round Rock, Texas. Swings and misses. That was tailing away from Repa for the strikeout.
Again, going down swinging, but Nicole May putting pitches where they can either be hit or where your defense can help you out. Probably took a little off that one, looked a little off speed. See if that back knee drops any. No, not at all. She pulled that back leg through. She had a lot of power in the zone there.
Katie Ray Brown now swings and misses through a high fastball. Jordy Ball, 3 in the 3rd innings against McNeese earlier today. Macy McAdoo, 2/3 of an inning behind her, then Hope Troutwine. Nicole May, the 4th pitcher used by Coach Gasso for Oklahoma today. 2 today for both these teams, 2 tomorrow. Houston has 5 this weekend, 1 game on Sunday against Texas State.
It's good. It's going to be a good weekend of softball here in Houston. So it's supposed to be some good weather. Hopefully it stays like this and maybe a little warmer for everybody involved. But you know, some great teams, Oklahoma, Houston, obviously, McNeese and Texas State. Some good, healthy competition early on in the season, and give your team some challenges all the way around. I think everybody here, each program here is going to catch some benefit to learning about themselves, maybe things they didn't see in practice, right? To see their teams under the lights against some solid competition now. Texas State tomorrow, excited to see those ladies come out after a good battle against Oregon earlier this week, so they're definitely ready to go.
Houston with 3 visitors. Each of the visitors made the NCAA tournament last year. Texas State beat Oregon in the first game of the Austin Regional. They lost to Oregon in an elimination game. McNeese had a great season, battling all sorts of adversity. Did not have a fall in 2020 with Hurricane Laura coming through Lake Charles, and then displaced due to the freeze last February, but they still made the tournament. So it should be 4 very good teams battling here in Houston.
Yeah, absolutely. Heck of a story you got coming out of McNeese. Great program, great players that have always come out and gone into that program. But yeah, you're absolutely right with the natural, disaster stuff going on there. Heck of a story of the players and the mentality coming out of McNeese that we'll touch on.
And they're shorthanded this week. 5 out due to COVID protocols. They went to Austin, lost 8-4 against Texas earlier this week, and battling through that. That pitch is outside.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Katie Ray Brown, watching her develop from high school, Fort Bend Christian Academy is where she went, out in Sugar Land, Texas. Watching her develop into what she is now, pitch selection was something that she really had to work on. And I've seen now at least 2 pitches in this at bat where you could see she was licking her chops, but holding back. And there you go again, a ball straight back to the backstop. Tells you one thing, she's on it. Might be a little timing, but she's on it.
Well, she ended 2020 on a prolific run of home runs. Ended the year with a home run every 5 at-bats. power numbers faded a bit last year. It's early this season. And she draws a walk. But do you think Katie Ray Brown is, what kind of hitter is she?
Power.
She's all power?
Katie Ray Brown is power. She has a tendency to, get wide-eyed and look at that fence. She likes it. She likes to see it go over, but at least that's the style of player she was growing up. And I've seen splotches of it here through Houston. But, the college game's a little different, right? You face the best player from every high school team when you're in college. You thought you were the best? Well, guess what? The person to your left and your right is also the best. So, there's a little bit of growth there for sure, and you could see it now with Katie Ray. But definitely just so powerful. It's just kind of try to keep her reined in, keep her focused, and keep her doing the basics that she's good at. But, gosh, she's got some strength.
0-1 on Kylie Gibson, who fouls it back. Gibson getting the chance to play second base today. She might be the future at shortstop when Rock Benavides graduates. We saw her last weekend fill in for Benavides in the late innings. A true freshman. She's playing second base tonight. And at the plate, she's 0 for 1, grounded out to third her first time.
Like we were saying earlier this game with the opportunities, it's at-bat after at-bat, especially as an underclass showing. Oklahoma had a great day coming off of a great weekend before that. Houston, a few things to learn on, a few things to unpack on, but no doubt about it that they'll go back into the locker room, regroup here, and come out for their next battle with McNeese.
Hannah Todd effective in release, something to build upon for Houston. Nicole May, her second win against Houston in as many years. She was outstanding. Just one hit allowed in 5 shutout innings. Jana Johns a 2-run homer in the first inning. Coleman a 2-run single. And the Sooners a 2-win day. We'll be back at 6 o'clock. McNeese and Houston in our nightcap. For Jalen Baldridge, I'm Matt Peterson saying so long from Houston. The final score is 8-0 Oklahoma. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.